How's it going, guys? Ben here with iTechTriad, and today we're going to be introducing a new series here on the channel, and that is called Last Week in Tech. Now, if you've been following us on our social networks past couple of weeks, you'll know we started this on our website a couple of weeks ago, and it's gotten fairly good response. So we're going to give it a test run this week on our YouTube channel. So this week we're going to be talking about the Nexus launches, Apple launches, and a couple other things. But this series airs every Sunday, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let us know how you like the video. But let's go ahead and get started. Now, throughout the week, we had several leaks about the Nexus 6 and Nexus 9, and even the next version of Android. But on Wednesday, Google finally made everything official by releasing the Nexus 6, Nexus 9, and the Nexus Player, along with Android 5.0 Lollipop. So let's go ahead and look at first the Nexus 6. Now, the Nexus 6 is the new flagship for Google, and it brings some pretty good specs. It's got a 6-inch Quad HD display, Snapdragon 805, 3 gigabytes of RAM, a premium aluminum build, and compatibility with just about every carrier out there. Now, the device is really a flagship for Google, and the price reflects that at $649 is a lot more than previous Nexus devices, but I think for what you're getting, it's justified. Now, if you haven't noticed by now, this is basically a really big Moto X, and that's not a bad thing. The Moto X is a really nice phone. Well, the 2014 Moto X, I should say. But anyway, the device is going to be able to pre-order later this month, so stay tuned for more details on that. So next, let's talk about the Nexus 9. Now, the Nexus 9 is Google's new tablet, and it was released alongside the Nexus 6. Now, this will be the first device to ship with Android 5.0 Lollipop. Now, what we're looking at is an 8.9-inch display with a NVIDIA K1 processor under the hood, along with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now, the device is made by HTC. It's got a pretty nice build from what we can tell so far, and overall it looks pretty promising. Now, it starts at $399, and that's for the 16 gigabyte model. Now, there is no expandable storage, so you'll have to either buy the 16 gig model or the 32 gig model. And the 32 gig model is $489, and there is also an LTE version available. So the device comes in 3 colors, black, white, and gold, and it is available for pre-order now. So we already pre-ordered our unit, and we will be bringing you guys coverage as soon as it comes in the first week of November. So definitely stay tuned for that. Now, the last thing Google announced on Wednesday was the Nexus Player. Now, the Nexus Player is the first Android TV set-top box for consumers. It runs some pretty good specs. It's going to be able to handle most video games, and that's really one of the focuses. It's not really a Chromecast because it does more than a Chromecast because you can do a lot more games on it. I kind of think of it as the Fire TV, but it's by Google. Now, we also did get one of these, and it will be coming in so we can review it, and so definitely stay tuned for coverage on that. We're going to be comparing it to a few other streaming devices like the Roku streaming stick, the Amazon Fire TV, and the Chromecast. So definitely stay tuned for that. You can also pre-order this now for $99, which is a really good price point for what you're getting. You can also get a $39 controller, which is optional. So the last thing, and probably one of the biggest things that they announced on Wednesday, was Android 5.0 Lollipop. Now, that's the official name, is Lollipop. We saw Android L at Google I/O, and it's probably the biggest change to Android we've seen in quite a while. There's plenty of new features. Everything has really changed, and for the better. Things are very nice on Android L. We have that nice new material design language, so everything's going to be great. I cannot wait to get my hands on the final version of Android Lollipop. I did test out the Android L developer preview on my Nexus 7, but unfortunately I don't have my Nexus 7 at the moment, so I'm not going to be able to check out the last preview build. But anyway, Android L is expected to come on November 3rd, so if you have a Nexus 5, Nexus 7, basically any Nexus except the Galaxy Nexus and back, you'll be able to get Android L sometime around November 3rd. So definitely stay tuned for more on that. And next, let's go ahead and move away from Google for a minute and talk a little bit about Apple. Now, on Thursday, Apple hosted an event for their iPads, iMacs, OS X, and iOS. So first thing they announced was the new iPads. We have an iPad Air 2, which basically there's nothing really new here. It's a little bit thinner, which that's great. It's very impressive. It has a new A8X chip, which is even newer than the one we see in the iPhone 6. It also has Touch ID built in, and of course, it's gold. So the new iPad starts at $499, and it's pretty respectable. Now, aside from that, we also got the iPad Mini 3. Now, the iPad Mini 3 is probably the least impressive announcement I've seen out of Apple in quite a long time, and that's saying something. Now, the iPad Mini 3 is basically last year's model, but now you can get it in gold and it has Touch ID. So that's really the only difference. What I really got, that was my favorite part of these new iPad announcements, is the fact that now previous generations are much cheaper. The iPad Air is now only $399, which is an absolutely incredible deal. If you're looking for an iPad, that is definitely going to be the way to go. And also now the iPad mini line starts at $249 for the original iPad mini, and goes on, and for an extra only $50 you can get the iPad mini 2, which was the iPad mini with Retina display. So that is probably the best deal going right now for an iPad, is the iPad mini 2. But anyway, there's nothing really that new with the new iPads, so we're probably not going to be covering these here on the channel just because there's not enough new for us to justify buying one. But let's go ahead and talk about the new iMacs. Now, Apple released a brand new iMac with Retina display. It's a 27-inch iMac with a 5K display. Not 4K, 5K. It's got 14.7 million pixels in that display, and it's going to be pretty impressive. Don't know if we'll ever get one of these here, but the device starts at $2,499, which, when you think about it, is not that bad a deal. You get some pretty good specs. If you want more information about it, go ahead and check out the description down below. Now, staying with the Macs, we also got a refresh of the Mac Mini. Now, the Mac Mini hasn't been touched in a couple of years, and that's kind of a bad thing. The Mac Mini was always kind of a nice option that was a little lower cost than all the other Mac products. Now, the new Mac Mini just has a refreshed processor and some refreshed pricing options. It starts at $499, which is a pretty good deal, actually. So not much new on the outside. They added a couple of Thunderbolt ports, so nothing crazy on the outside, but definitely good to see a refresh of the Mac Mini. And then the last thing we got out of this event, or the last two things we got out of this event, were iOS 8.1, which is expected to bring some new features and some new of Apple's APIs to the table, as well as Apple Pay, which we've all been excited to check out. And then also we got the final release of OS X Yosemite, which is the newest version. It was announced back at WWDC, and it is a pretty nice operating system. We did get to try out some of the beta builds, but they were very unstable. So now we've got the final version, and it was available on Thursday. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, go ahead and download it from the Mac App Store. Again, all this information is again down in the description below, along with plenty of other information you guys might be interested in. So that's going to do it for this week. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please do let us know if you like this series so we know if we want to continue it. It will still go live every week on our website, but video-wise, it just depends on how much you guys enjoy it. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.